I want to download any of the images, I can do it by clicking on downloading as JPEG. Now, this document has 4 pages, so if I click on download image JPEG, I will only be able to download that particular page. So page 2, because this is the one I'm viewing. While if I'm going to view the document as PDF, I will be able to choose if I want to download one or all pages or one specific page. View document as PDF will then open Adobe or from my computer, and then I will be able to save it on my hard disk if I wanted to. So going back, I can decide also to add this document to a marked list. A marked list is a temporary list where I can add document, and when I'm finished searching, I can go and download them all or email them. This marked list will disappear as soon as I close my browser. So if I wanted to keep a document from one session to another, I can add it to this Save to My Archive link. So I can click on this, and if I haven't got an account to my archive, I can create one. My Archive is a little personal account that you create for yourself on the Cecil papers. That so when you log back in, you can go directly to those records that you've saved. So I'm going to enter my username and password and click on login because I already have an account. And as you can see, I already have I have this particular record in my archive. The great thing also, and as you will notice below, is I can add notes to this document. This is one that I did before. I can edit the note, and from one session to the other, I will be able to edit my note, review my notes, delete them, whichever, and then save them. So this basically this documents in my archive stays from one session to another. You will also notice here I have this is things that I can do with those documents in my archive. I can email them. This is pre-populated with an email address that I put when I created my archive account. I can delete that, put someone else's email address to send them the document, and then you will be able to choose whether you want a plain text or you want some format that is compatible with a bibliographic management software or service, and this type of email format. This is what you will see. You will not have the image itself. You will have the bibliographic information, as we will see, with the notes that I added to the record. And then click on send email. Obviously, I will get it to my email address. Print preview is just putting in a format that can send to the printer, or download citation will then put it in the format. And if you are using EndNote or Reference Manager or RefWorks, you have a direct export, or you can download those as a format for then uploading to those bibliographic management services. Now let's go back to search and then see a bit more of those functionalities. Let's try to do some searching on the Anglo-Spanish War. Obviously, it was not a term that was used at the time, so if I'm going to type Anglo-Spanish War, I'm not going to retrieve anything, as it wasn't described as such at the time. So I want to find words that will fit the purpose. So I'm going to type war, and I can use what is called a Boolean operator. I'm typing it in capital letters, but you don't have to, which is going to help me make my my search more precise, and will retrieve two terms, those two words in one reference. I can also use other Boolean operator, or being one of them. So if I type rather war or Spain, it will retrieve either of those words. Now, as I said, you can use the AND operator, and those two terms will retrieve all of the documents that have those terms. I want something much more precise. I want those two terms to be near one another, either in the transcript or in the title. So I know it is talking about the war in Spain. So I can use what we call a proximity operator. And the proximity operator in the Cecil paper is called near. So war near Spain will retrieve those two words within about 10 words of each other. Now, if I want to be even more specific, I can add a full stop and add a digit. In this case, I will put 5. So I'm going to try to retrieve documents which have the word near and the word Spain within 5 words of each other. I'm now going to click on search, and you will see how those appear in the references. Let's go to the first one, and you can see in Spain war, etc. So this will help you have something more specific. I'm going to go back to the results and see when I have, a few results. I might not have the time to go over the 46 results, or I might want to make sure I've got documents from a specific date. You can see here I've got a filter, and either by language, I can choose specific language, or I can actually go to a specific decade. So in the Anglo-Spanish War, I am interested in, the latter part of the Anglo-Spanish War, so I think, 1600s, and then from those I can go directly to one specific year and, drilling down. So, I've got here done from 46 to 20 results, and if I click on 1602, I will be going down just to those two records. So very quickly being able to pinpoint the particular document I am after. And if I want to step back, I'm just going to remove the filter. So that's another way of searching the Cecil paper, by entering a couple of keywords and using the filters and making it just as powerful. If I also want, I can save a search or a search history into my archive. So I like the way I created this search, adding it to my archive. It's going to put it, and then when I come back next time, I won't have to reconstruct it. Alternatively, I can do that through the search history, and the search history here, I can then decide if I want to save it to my archive, modify it to go back and look at it, or just clear the search history. So those are the different ways of searching the Cecil papers. Let's look at an alternative way. So we did all those by looking at keywords. Now I might want just to browse, have a look what is available in the Cecil paper. So I can look at those documents either by the document number. Sort of they have all been numbered, and so those are the volume, so the Cecil papers volume, the maps, the petitions, the estates. So if I want to look at the maps, I can, go down and, drill and look at them, and then, click on the image to see it in full. Alternatively, I can browse by date. So if I want, more document on the Anglo-Spanish War and a specific year, I can then, see, or, what else was, what other documents there were during that period of time, and say, let's start in, 1596 and go down to April, etc. So I can drill down. It's just as if you were actually, opening a big book and, flickering through the pages. Going back to the top, and, you can now also have the same, browse by, calendar reference. So we have been able to do a lot of, searching in different ways. There is no good or, bad ways of searching. It's whichever one you're most comfortable with. And I hope that is what I have managed to demonstrate today. I want to thank you for listening to this presentation. If you have any questions, you can contact us at marketing@proquest.co.uk or marketing@proquest.com.